The most shared fitness advice on TikTok was never meant for you. And this is why, if you listen to this TikTok by John Mango, you're already getting it wrong. He might be leading you to terrible advice. And that's why he stayed the same. This is advice for people who want to be serious athletes, not regular people who just want to look good. There's a massive difference between getting that 10% body fat and getting healthier and leaner. He's pointing towards a direction that people who want to be maybe a supermodel or a very fit person doing a YouTube channel or something in that sense. But most people will be generally happy around 10 to, no, not 10, well, that's too much. 15 to 18% body fat. You'll still look good. You'll still be really well done. Yeah, have done like a chicken roasted. You like roasted chicken, right? It's way better than just normal chicken. Either way, that's not even the point here. This is why I believe that his TikTok is right. Let me just start there. So it's not a full negativity video. What he gets right and we should pay attention to is you have to be in a 20 to 30% calorie deficit. It is solid advice. So when you're trying to lose weight and gain muscle, you have to have all those, you have to at least have somewhere between 300 to 500 less calories per day to lose 1 pound of muscle. Well, I think it was about 0.5 to 1 pound of muscle is ideal. But you need to be in that deficit and you have to be working out. On that same note, he also presents 1 gram of protein per ideal body weight is what's fair for everyone, right? That's what we need to get to that build that we want. But boy, do I have an argument towards that on the later half of what I think he gets completely wrong for people. The next thing I think that he gets right is pushing closer to failure for muscle during cut is also a necessary thing. You need to get to that point. I don't know if you remember the Shia LaBeouf thing where you need to get to that point where you're gonna quit, but you don't. You're gonna keep going, you're gonna keep moving, and that's how you get to that athlete shape. I mean, even if you're not trained to be an athlete fully, all these things can work towards you. And spoilers for later, as long as you meet yourself where you're at right now, you will gain success anyways. It's building on that success more and more, and that's how you get to that point. But most people don't even need to keep building. Where you are and where you eventually will be is fine. But we'll talk about that later. Refeeds is necessary, yes. If you're in a cut, and you've been cutting for many, many, many weeks, and you haven't had that time to eat over the amount of calories that you usually eat, your body will hit this plateau because it has nothing to pull from. It has nothing to have that energy come from. But when you do refeeds, then it feels, well, one, it feels like surprise because you give it a lot more than it usually has. It's gonna get that confusion. People talk about confusion that your body needs, because that's how you beat the plateau. If it's confused, you can knock it out, and you'll just break that plateau. But refeeds, necessary, truth. Cardio, also cardio-wise, you do need to do it after workout, because if you're tired and you just keep running, and then you work out, you're not gonna have the energy to lift as heavy as you want, right? So if you run second, doesn't have to be necessarily after. It could be within the day. But first, you need to put all your effort in the workout, because that's you'll probably burn more calories doing that, and generally you'll probably be happier in the gym than running around on a treadmill or around the city. Anything else? Cardio later. Perfect. That was advice. That was perfect. So next thing, ditching name diets like keto or carnivore diet or anything you can imagine. The point is you need to eat less than your normal calorie intake that you usually should be eating. So, example, if you eat 2,000 calories, you're supposed to have 2,000 calories a day. Not everyone has to eat 2,000 calories. Just tell you if you never know, if you don't know any of this, you can generally get advice from going to a calorie calculator, putting all your stats down, and then they'll give you a general estimate on what you should be eating. Either way, eat 200 to 500, depending on how aggressive you want this to be, and then stick to that. You don't need any of these general diets. Makes sense. I think he's right. Also, 0.5 to 1% body weight loss per week. Agreed. I think if you eat more, if you lose more than that, obviously you're gonna get fat. If you lose more than that, you're going to start getting a bunch of stretch marks, or you're gonna feel really bad and not ready to work out next week. You're gonna go down a bad route if you lose way more. And if you don't lose enough, and say 0.3, you're not gonna see enough loss fast enough where you're gonna feel motivated to keep going. And that's where I believe he's right. Now, for the main part of this video, this is where John Mango, you're wrong. Keto and carnivore diets are not for low IQ people. Many people lose tons of weight this way. I know that's a contradiction of what I just said, kind of agreed on this point. But if you are doing it and it's working out, keep doing it. Don't let a video like this even stop you from doing it. I think if it's already working for you, keep doing it. You're not stupid. You're not some low IQ, person from the, what are those guys called? My brain right now is fried. It's so hot here. Cavemen, basically. Neanderthals. That's what I was looking for. Many people lose tons of weight this way. It's just a fact. There's so many people online that can prove it to you. It does work, just not for everyone. And if it's not working for you, it's okay to take that out of your schedule. You can still lose weight other ways. Yeah, another thing he doesn't even mention is sleep or stress, even though it affects hormones and the way that you move and you do things. You need to get those 8 hours of rest. You must. And stress, you have to check that stuff. Stress can ruin your whole life. It can make you gain more weight. It can make you want to eat more, and you just feel totally bad. And then and to even go deeper, it can make you bald. So if you think, oh man, steroids make you bald, stress gonna make that hairline. Either way, sleep. You don't want to look like a freaking troll at the age of 18, right? Gotta keep that sleep checked. Gotta keep it checked. You get that sleeping beauty. Gotta get that perfect bed. Also, if you haven't seen yesterday's video about what to be frugal on, what to be frugal on, and what not to be frugal on, go watch it. We talk about all these things about beds and dentists. It's a great video. Go check it out. Another thing he gets wrong: 10% body fat. It's just unrealistic for most people. People should be in shape, but just not 10% body fat. Because if everyone was a model or a YouTuber or an Instagram person or anything to do with cameras, then I would agree. But 10%, it just does not go well. You shouldn't strive for that, because not only is it a lot more pressure on you to get that, it's a lot more time, lots of investment, way too much for day to day. Like I said before, I believe, 16, 18%? It's fine. That's what you should aim for. And once you get there, you're going to look good anyways. No one will be able to tell that you're at 18 or 10% unless they're also bodybuilders. The next thing that he gets completely wrong, as long as needed, is so vague and not helpful. Because, let's be honest, you're not going to keep doing something if you just don't see the results. If every year passes and you just don't see the loss, or don't get the gains, or you can put it in any perspective, if it takes too long, you're going to want to quit. You don't want to stick in for that long. It's not how most people want to live their life. They need to see some type of effort. And when he says, as long as it needs, no. Assume everyone can count calories perfectly is another thing he gets completely wrong. Most beginners just cannot. Let's just say that. Or don't want to. They just don't want to do that. And that's completely fine. Right? As long as you just know that you have to, download the app. Any app you can download starts tracking them. You just type down the food, bam. Then you can get a Google Play, you can get an Apple Store. whatever. Very easy. Just type it down. If you can't do that, then that's already an indication that you're not really determined to get to your fitness goals, in my opinion. Because coming from a really, really fat dude, just not counting those calories, you don't know what has so many tons of calories. Like everyone just knows that bread's bad, and vegetables are good, or junk food's bad, this and that. So remember, junk food is not the enemy. It's when you eat too much of it. That's the enemy. So we need to get that down. And how will you know how to do it at the beginning? You're gonna put them down, and then you can have junk food, right? It's a this or that. But that's for a different video. You can probably go watch some fitness guy talk about that. Also, he doesn't talk about plateaus. He doesn't talk about plateaus, where that's where most people will give up. You will hit that point where you just want to give up, but you're not gonna quit. Most people will quit. Most people will quit because they don't have the time. They have no time in the day to just keep on going to the gym, running around every damn day after work. It's just not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's very unrealistic. And if you're a student, you have way more things to do throughout the day than just to go to the gym. Even though it's an hour, it gets really tiresome, especially when you don't see yourself advancing in any way. The never get fat again is very realistic as well. And it makes most people either fail, right? Because once they get fatter again, they feel like a failure. Or they become a big, big asshole. Let's just be honest. They're going to say, oh yeah, lift their shirt every time, or wear no shirt, because they're so confident in the way they look. And I think, damn, why can't you be humble? Why can't most people just humble? If you were to be in a situation like the beach, or something where most people have their shirts off, okay. But if you're just walking around, frustrating, right? And then, or you do getting fat again, you start losing some of your definition, and you feel like you start getting way, way more, and then you might get all your weight back, and now you feel like a total failure because you feel like you wasted all those years. I feel you, man. I feel you. So, here's a takeaway of this video. Figure out your goals, your system, and find out if you're going to be an athletic person or a regular person. That's the main takeaway I want you to get from this video. And what I mean by goals, it's the big general ones. I want to get a six-pack. I want to look like blank. I want to, these big ones. And your systems is the hows. What's going to make you be able to get to that? Start looking up videos, start looking up articles. There's many, many videos about it. You know, going to the gym, what type of exercises, how many sets, how many reps, what type of nutrition, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Get knowledge on that, become knowledgeable about that, and then you can get it. And then you can start doing it. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, questions or concerns, let me know in the comment section below. If you have any tips besides these, leave them down so I can learn. Alright.